In this video, you will learn how to create table selection items in Performance Matters. From your dashboard, click on Items and then New Item. Once the page loads, we will enter in the title, Demo, Q7, Table Selection with Image. Next, we will select the item bank. We will use TTW Training Source and the SA 107 CPD bank. Then click on Select. Let's add in the standard for the item, CCSS period, math period, content period, 5 period, G period, B period 3. Click on Add and then Done. Moving over to the Build tab, we will scroll down the right-hand side till we get to Table Selection and open up the Table Selection template. Let's enter our question or prompt. Select the attributes belonging to each of the two-dimensional figures listed below. I am going to press return twice because I would like to insert an image of two-dimensional figures to support my students in thinking about attributes. There are two options, add an image or image. We are going to click on image. The image we are looking for is already saved as a resource within Performance Matters. To retrieve a resource, we will click on Browse Resources. And then we will enter in the resource number 242170041. Here's my resource. It's titled Quadrilaterals, and I will then click on Add. Whenever we use images within an item in Performance Matters, alternative text is required for read aloud functionality. I'm going to type in picture of quadrilaterals. I am going to change the width. I don't want this to be as big, so I'll make it 250. Notice when I changed the width, the height also changed because I have the image properties locked. So I can change the size of one. It will automatically keep the scaling of it the same. Selecting OK. My image is now loaded. Moving down to our table where students will be doing the selection, we have two row headers, square and rhombus. The attributes will be 4 sides, 4 right angles, all sides are equal. I'm going to eliminate the bottom one. This item type will always have an extra row and an extra column. It won't affect the functionality of the item when the student takes it though. In order to identify the correct answers, we are simply going to check the boxes that represent the correct answers. And now I am going to click on Save and record the item number so I can access this item easily when I need it. In this case, there are 6 options that students can check, and I want to limit how many checks they can put in. So in limiting it, I'm going to limit them to 5 responses. That way they can't select all 6 and get the answer correct. I'm going to save that one more time. And now we are ready to preview. Let's listen to the item and how it's read.
Select the attributes belonging to each of the two-dimensional figures listed below. Picture of quadrilaterals. Row headers. 4 sides. 4 right angles. All sides are equal. Square. Square. 4 sides. Square. 4 right angles. Square. All sides are equal. Rhombus. Rhombus. 4 sides. Rhombus. 4 right angles. Rhombus. All sides are equal.
Okay, so it is reading the way I want. Notice that in this case, it is repeating square and then 4 sides when it gets to what this represents. Square, 4 right angles to represent what this checkbox represents. That's why you heard the repeating. Now I am going to check that the scoring is working correctly. So if I put in my correct answers, I get a score of 1, and I am not able to select the last final box. If I don't have all correct answers, it's scoring as a 0. Currently, my item is set to perfect scoring, so I'm going to click on OK. I could leave it as perfect scoring, but with table selection, you can also utilize partial credit. So let's turn the partial credit button on, and then notice how my checks turn into single points. I could have this be worth a 5, make it a 5-point item, so each of the correct answers gets a point, but I can also change the value of the points. In this case, I want the entire item to remain worth 1 point. So I am changing all of the point values to 0.20, clicking on Save, and I'm still limited to 5 selections. Let's see how the partial scoring works out. Notice with my first correct answer, I'm getting 0.2 out of 1, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1 full point. I still cannot click on that 6 box because I've limited students to 5. If a student only selects 4 of the correct answers, they will score partial credit at 0.8. This item is working properly. I will save it one last time, then submit it, and now this item is available to be used on an assessment. In this video, you learned how to create a table selection item in Performance Matters.